Okay, this might be one of my shorter videos because I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter in legitimate years. And for reasons I'm probably gonna state later on in the video, I don't want to watch it again for this video. And on top of any reasons I give, I feel like it'd be kind of weird to just sit there and turn on some people's favorite show ever just to write down notes on how I'm gonna shit on it for the next like 15 minutes. Now, I'm gonna try to be nice, and whenever I can, I'm gonna point out things that I did like about the show because there's a lot of things that uh, I did enjoy because it's Hunter x Hunter is popular for a reason. It's objectively a good show. It just didn't mesh well with me. And like, dude, if I'm being completely honest, it was hard for me to get through this show. I mean, most of my grudge comes from the Chimera Ant arc, and before that, I thought the show was fine. Not great, but fine. And I'm not gonna lie, most of the reason why I was somewhat enjoying the show was just because of Killua. Anytime he was on screen, I was like, oh, I get it now. This is why people say the show is peak. And then he would leave, and then I'd be like, oh, I don't. I'm back to being confused. For example, one of the shortest arcs in the series is the Zoldyck family arc. And it was actually one of my favorite arcs in the show because we get a closer look at Killua and his family dynamic. Every last member of Killua's family had me on the edge of my seat because they were all psychotic, but they were so unpredictable. Like, I thought the dad was just gonna kill him. Like, if the brother is torturing him in his basement, I thought, like, the dad is just gonna, like, chop off his arm or something. But, like, he was just chill, and I was like, oh, they're all still crazy. But they were very interesting to me, at least, just because I like Killua. And for the same reason that I liked this arc, I also liked the arc at the end of the anime adaptation, where it's mainly focused on Killua and his sister. And they let us see that cool-ass lightning cloak that Killua has one more time. Dude, I cannot stress enough how dope that lightning cloak is. Not to start the Chimera Ant arc hate parade early, but I was so sad when we got introduced to that lightning cloak ability he has in the Chimera Ant arc, and we got to see it for like a total of 5 minutes when we got like 10 episodes of them going upstairs, but Killua's cool transformation we get for like 10 seconds and then it's over. It boiled my blood. I guess since I've already started this video like this, I'll just go character by character in the main ensemble of cast, and just throughout me talking about those characters, I'll point out any arcs where they shined or I didn't like or I did like. Because like I said, there are a lot of things about the show I did like. First up is Kurapika. And before I say anything, wow, what a voice crack. Holy... Before I say anything about Kurapika, I have to admit, bringing a shovel to a fight with one of the strongest terrorist organizations ever, or one guy from the strongest terrorist organization ever, is so badass. It is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen anyone do. And that's where my positives for Kurapika kind of end. Like, listen, I should like him. Hell, I want to like him. Because for all intents and purposes, Kurapika is just blonde Uchiha Sasuke. And yes, I know Hunter x Hunter came out a year before Naruto, but like I watched Naruto first. So in my mind, he's just a blonde Sasuke. But I could not stand him. One, he's barely in the story. And two, correct me if I'm wrong, again, I'm not the biggest Hunter x Hunter fan, as you can tell. He's really only useful when he's fighting the Phantom Troop, right? Like, if he is put in any other situation, there's not much he can do, and there's not much, at least there's not much cool things that he can do if he's not put in a situation where he's fighting a Phantom Troop member. And that's just lame to me. Not only that, by the way, if you haven't been able to tell, this is all just very nitpicky personal gripes of mine about Hunter x Hunter. Anytime Kurapika activates his crimson eyes, I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, his red eyes. Every time he does it, the only thought that ever comes into my mind is it would be so much cooler if it was the Sharingan. And I will die on that hill. The Sharingan is just way cooler. Now, I did say this isn't going to be a Hunter x Hunter hate brigade. I don't want to make like a whole video where I'm just shitting on people's favorite show. So next up, I'll talk about Leorio, who I actually loved. Weirdly enough, I don't know, this show did weird things to me. I usually hate the weakling of the group because I like competent characters that like do things and do things well. Leorio isn't really that. Like usually if I get a joking or wimpish character, I'll probably just hate him, with the exception of like Zenitsu, which is my favorite Demon Slayer character. Dude, I haven't made a Demon Slayer. Anyways, characters like Leorio usually just annoy me. Leorio's straightforward thinking, or at least normal way of thinking compared to the rest of his friends, coupled alongside with just how much genuine affection and love he has for those around him, made me really, really like the guy. And then he wasn't in the show for like half of the arcs. I was like, okay, I like the guy, but I guess I'll just go fuck myself. Let's see Killua and go and play a video game. But like, if I'm done being facetious, I think that's the word. That end scene at the very end of the anime, where spoilers for Hunter x Hunter, I guess, where Gon gets healed and Leorio sees him for the first time and they share this big hug. That was my phone falling out of my pocket. Anyways, when they share this big hug at the end, I almost teared up. That scene was pretty good. I gotta give it to him. So since I've already talked about Killua, the last up on the chopping block is Gon. And when I finished Hunter x Hunter, the public reception to Gon as a character was really, really surprising to me. So from what I could gather, keep in mind I'm, again, not the biggest Hunter x Hunter fan, the general public reception to Gon was that his big character shift when he was mourning the loss of his mentor slash friend Kite was not received well. Like they really didn't like how he was just this completely different character essentially whenever he got super mad or beat up about Kite's death. They say that his actions were those of a psychopath and made it so Gon was no longer himself, or even worse than that, Gon was just now a poorly written character. And okay, listen. I'm on the Hunter x Hunter hate train as much as the next guy. But like, I simply just can't agree with this. I mean, the contrast of Gon becoming heartless due to losing someone, while Miriam, the main bad guy of the Chimera Ant arc, was becoming more compassionate and understanding by gaining a friendship. It was really cool. I don't think it was all that unreasonable for a wide-eyed like kid, like, you know, this rookie coming in and being all sunshine and rainbows and then just getting his worldview destroyed and then just shutting down. I think that was a really cool way to take the character. And actually, during the Chimera Ant arc is the only time where I found Gon to be compelling. And call me crazy or a bad person or whatever, but that scene where Gon was sitting there in front of Pito and the little girl and told them that if either one of them moves or tries something, he'll kill the girl, then Pito. Dude, that scene sent shivers down my spine. That was so cool. But it would not be me talking about Hunter x Hunter if I wasn't complaining. So let's get to my next point. I touched on this earlier, but I swear, I'm not trying to be divisive when I say this. I think the Chimera Ant arc was the only time I liked Gon. Outside of that, I really just found him to be boring at worst and just mid at best. He just wasn't very interesting because, like, also he was just always next to Killua, and Killua was more interesting to me. And I find it really sad that the only time I found him to be a compelling character was in the arc with the worst pacing I've seen since One Piece's Wano. I guess this will be the last point for this video because I've been ripping on the Chimera Ant arc for the entirety of the video. Okay, listen. I thoroughly enjoyed the end of the Chimera Ant arc. I was literally in tears when that arc finished. But it took so long to get to that end that even though the end was like super super good, it just like I just remembered the rest of the arc and I was like, no, it was so boring. Especially because this last point is super super subjective because the fights in Hunter x Hunter are like good. I can recognize that they're good. I didn't like them. I didn't like almost any of the fights in the Chimera Ant arc. They just, I don't know, man. They just didn't do it for me. So me not liking the fights coupled alongside with we got legitimately 5 episodes of the stairs, which I'm being sadistic here. I think that's the word. What does sadistic mean? Not I'm being facetious. I'm pretty sure that's the word. When I say that there was like 5 episodes of the stairs, but I legitimately think there were like 3 to 5 episodes of the stairs. I don't think I'm using hyperbole here. There might just be that many episodes. We spend a lot of time on those stairs. So I think my anger of the poor pacing coupled alongside with I didn't enjoy the fights all that much made it so this arc was just it just did not do it for me. The end was really good, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Which is weird because usually it's the other way around, right? Usually an arc is really good and then they end it in a weird way that people don't like. But the Hunter x Hunter special, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna stop here. I really just wanted this video to be me giving my thoughts on Hunter x Hunter and not just me outright shitting on the show because I know a lot of people love the show. It's some people's favorite show, and I don't want to sit here and be like, the thing you like sucks objectively. Like, no, it's just, I just wanted to give opinions on why it was not for me, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're not a Hunter x Hunter fan. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll just sit down and rewatch the show and it'll like click for me and I'll love the show. Not today, though. I will not be rewatching it anytime soon. Maybe. But yeah, that's it from me. Regardless of whether you're a Hunter x Hunter fan or not, I hope you had a good morning. And I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe.